Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lynna, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today, we are here to do the Leo TarotScope for August 2021, and we are going to be using the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you for viewing my video, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and click on the little bell so that you'll receive notifications of when I go live or upload new videos. I do try to stay pretty busy here on my channel. I do all 12 zodiac signs for the monthly tarot scopes. On Sundays, we have Conjure Crew with myself, Mambo Tanya, and the Black Bonnet Witch. On Mondays, I upload the weekly forecast. Every day, I do a card of the day reveal. On Wednesdays, we have the virtual book club. We are currently reading the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. It has been so much fun following Richard and Kaylin on their adventures, so you are definitely going to want to join us for that. I also pop on from time to time and do free readings, so make sure you get my notifications by clicking that little bell. All right, I feel that I have rambled on long enough. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Card number 1. What is the challenge for this month? And we have the Singer of Healing. The song of this singer has the power of healing deep wounds of the spirit. Wounds that can destroy mortals or immortals alike. Faith betrayed, love dishonored, trust abandoned, and other injuries of the spirit all inflict serious wounds, which are reflected in the body's illnesses and injuries. Through the song of healing, we may be restored and renewed, but only if the wounded one is prepared to forgive and let go, returning to love and compassion. As always with all gifts of spirit, healing is offered, not forced, and requires active participation on our part. True healing must take place on all levels at once: body, mind, and spirit. These levels are inextricably linked, all one piece, and we cannot expect to change one without changing the others. Our bodies do not do things all on their own. The links between different aspects of being are many, complex, and often obscure, and yet the principle of healing them is simplicity itself. We need only to let go of the things that are hurting us and nurture ourselves with the things that benefit us. So simple, so difficult. The song of healing is present everywhere, and like the other aspects of the great song of ecstasis, it is without limit. Healing can seem so complex as we dig our way through all our blocks and resistances and old stuff, but in the end, it is simply letting go and opening up. Learn everything you can from others. There is a lot of good information out there. Just keep the essential simplicity of the process in mind, and you won't go far wrong. This is the Healer's card, and its presence in a reading may speak of healing to be given or of healing to be received. The circumstances and processes of reaching well-being may seem easy, or they may bring great challenges. In either case, we are asked to participate in our own healing as we are strengthened by this singer. More usually, this singer speaks of both giving and receiving, because we cannot truly and freely give without receiving as well. Healing is something that flows through us, not from us, and as such, we are inevitably affected by its passage. This card tells us of both a need and opportunity for healing ourselves and perhaps others as well. Healing is not something you do, it's something you are. Card number 2. What positive energies can I embrace this month? And we have Losguna. The realm of Losguna, the Frog Queen, is extensive, both below and above the waters. Fairy waters are made up of human emotions, sometimes beautifully clear and sparkling, and sometimes disgustingly murky. Different fairies are attracted to different waters. You would hardly expect to find the Soul Shrinker or Old Gluminous doom happily splashing in clear or sparkling waters, although you might find Nellies the Alchemist at a murky pool, holding her nose as she waves a clarifying wand over it. Most of the bright fairies avoid such places. However, Lynna knows that there are treasures lost in disasters or abandoned by pirates to be found in the murkiest of waters. Exploration is what this card is all about, and through exploring and seeing what we really are, warts and all, Lynna would like you to know that she doesn't have warts. We discover parts of our talents and potentials that have been hidden by old traumas and misunderstandings, or by lack of opportunity. Lynna's explorations are not limited to the realm of the emotions, but also include the world. She wants us to dive deeply into new experiences, even if the new experiences involve flying high. Listen to different styles of music with open ears, try new tastes, look at new sights, and try them all with the open willingness of a child. She especially wants us to explore new ideas. Have you ever noticed how people tend not to explore the territory they live in? How they only visit the special places there when they are trying to entertain someone from out of town? We do the same thing with so many aspects of our lives, and then, sometimes, we grumble that life is dull. Life is always adventurous for adventurous people and boring for boring people. My grandmother told me this when I was 9, and I suspect she got it from Lynna. She also told me that if I didn't have anything interesting to do, I might as well clean up my room. I took this lesson to heart, and so can you. If life seems boring and you feel stuck in your puddle, either explore the parts of the puddle you haven't really seen before or jump out and do something new and interesting. I'm sure you, my dear, are not a bored or boring person. Boring people don't get tarot readings from the world-renowned Mademoiselle Lynna. Lynna tells us to pay attention to our dreams, to listen to the murmur of the waters, to note patterns in the damp, fallen leaves, to listen for the distant high sounds of angelic music among the stars. She also suggests soothing baths, hot tubs, jacuzzis, trips to the nearest spa or hot springs, and dips in the handiest sea, pond, or mountain lake. Mud baths also help us quiet down and become strong enough to explore her territory, which is the earth and the waters, from the depths to the heights. As important as it is to explore the inner realms, she tells us that exploration of the outer realms is also vital. She suggests that we go places we have never been, try things we have never done, take classes in subjects we always meant to study someday, maybe even learn a language and see where that takes us. Explore widely and deeply in our own world so that we develop the adventurousness of our spirits. It almost goes without saying that she recommends exploring fairy. She also suggests kissing any metaphorical or actual frogs you encounter to test for princes or princesses, but I don't know how seriously you want to take that suggestion. Card number 3. What negative energies do I need to negotiate this month? And we have unity. Unity comes first and last. In between, we have the illusion of duality, which we all believe in for a very long time. This apparent duality is ultimately shown to be an illusion, but it is an illusion through which we must pass, through which we learn and grow, and then once again return to unity. You may have had mystical experiences where you have had true union with other beings or even with the unity, the one who is all. Such experiences changes our lives, effectively showing us that the saying, "we are all one," is not just a pious belief, but is a statement of actual fact. We are not separate like the flowers in a field, but are one. The only way to reach this awareness is to surrender the small everyday self to the larger spiritual self, which is unity. Experiencing full oneness with the unity is transformative. Looking at this painting, you may think, all the power is focused in here, vast energies. It is as if all that power is looking for a place to happen. This is exactly what is going on. Unity is the energy of the cosmos still unmanifest, still without form. Here we see the dark and the light, masculine and feminine, active and passive, and other polarities, all expressed in balanced, energy-filled, vibrant union. all that is one, and that one is God or goddess is the principle expressed. From this, all else derives. This is the source from which we draw our strength, our very being. When this card comes up in a reading, it is asking us to remember the mystical concept that we are all one, unified in a holistic universe. It reminds us to look at the needs and goals we have in common with others, and to seek cooperation and community action rather than attempting to do everything on our own. To achieve our goals, we need the active cooperation of others. And to get that cooperation, we must be helpful to them and willing to work with their ideas as well as our own. It suggests that we think of things in terms of equal partnerships rather than in lines of hierarchical authority. Unity also tells us that we have much to gain by remembering our own wholeness. Resolution of inner conflict is often necessary before we move ahead. It is important at this time that we work toward cooperation and reconciliation, within and without. Seek the highest good of all involved, and not merely your idea of highest good. Ask for the divine energy of unity to permeate and guide you. Card number 4. What do I need to make time for this month? And we have Arvel Parrot. Arvel points to the light in his throat center. In esoteric lore, the energy center at the throat is about communication. Fairies are great communicators, though not necessarily in words as we use them. They speak through words, of course, but they also speak through the rustle of leaves, the pattern of clouds in the sky, the way flower petals fall. They tickle us with touches almost too subtle to feel, trying to get our attention, and they sometimes speak through our dreams and daydreams. Their communications are something like those of cats, part verbal, part body language, part telepathy, and part pure fairy. Arvel says that we humans can semaphore each other by flashing the lights in our throat centers. In fact, he says we do that and read the messages on an unconscious level, which is one of the ways we pick up on the unspoken feelings and thoughts of each other. Arvel also says, and I agree, that almost any situation can be improved by people listening to each other, and that listening is a full half of good communication. The other half, of course, is speaking truly and clearly. Some people use speech as a game or as a test for others to see if they can puzzle out the meaning, and this is fairly fun as long as actual communication doesn't matter. When it does, though, it is helpful if we try for clarity, at the very least, and hopefully wisdom as well. Arvel has many wise sayings to help us. It takes two to say yes, but only one to say no. Where the stream is shallowest, greatest is the noise. He that always complains is never pitied. Better than gold is a tale rightly told. 'Tis easier to give advice than to take it. From the place where deer are not, they're not easy to be got. Whoever burns his bottom must himself sit on it. Well, enough of that. Arvel reminds us that good, clear communication is sometimes hard work. It requires elbow grease because the elbows are the secondary energy centers to the throat. He wishes you to know that his elbows are well greased. Clear communications are vitally important here. Strive for verbal brilliance. Listen carefully. Be articulate. Be willing to calmly debate the issues and explore ideas with others. Open communication will enhance the chances of success all around. Arvel also suggests that we watch for body language, incomplete sentences, and unfinished thoughts, and try to discover what these signals are meant to get across. Card number 5. What opportunity should I seize this month? And we have. Oh, that gnome. This is the trickster, who exists in every world. He comes to us wearing our own faces to fool us into thinking that his ideas are our own. He brings creative chaos into our lives. He helps us break down old habits by showing us how silly they are. He encourages us to fall on our faces so that we get a different point of view, looking up past our mud-smeared noses. He helps us get ourselves into situations in which we discover gifts we never knew we had. often because there's no other way out of the mess we got ourselves into. That gnome is unreliable and sometimes encourages drunkenness. This is true. He certainly doesn't always do as we expect, but our expectations are a problem, not his, he says. As for drunkenness, in vino veritas, in wine, there is truth. When we let down our mental censors and filters, we sometimes come up with discoveries about who we really are and what we really want that we hadn't let ourselves know. When he appears, it is breakthrough time, and all too often, the first step in breakthrough feels just like a breakdown. There are better ways of doing this than getting drunk or going through a psychotic break, but the better ways take skill, and he has to work with what he has, us, just as we are. That gnome tells wild and wonderful long-winded stories, complete with demonstrations of the action and much arm waving. That gnome is full of knowledge, but the trick is sorting out the truth from the fiction. It takes a lot of good sense to be able to listen to him. He isn't known for his patience. If that gnome breaks a vase, the pieces will fall into patterns of great significance and meaning, but it is up to us to read and understand it. He is the potentially constructive force of chaos. That gnome is also the keeper of our wild talents, the ones we may not even know we have. When he appears, it is often to call our attention to our latent gifts. In a nutshell, which is where he claims to belong, his job is to help us get lost from our comfortable ruts, so that we will explore wonderful, exciting, and strange new paths. He is a good friend of Raven, the philosopher trickster, and Coyote is one of his many disguises. He is so smart that he sometimes outsmarts himself. Can you laugh at yourself sometimes? And let the laughter carry you into new insights and new ways of being. Then that gnome within you is waving his fairy wand gleefully. It's time to leap into the air, letting the earth turn beneath you and discover where you come down again. Reasonable risks are okay. Even unreasonable risks are probably okay. Use your head and look before you leap, of course, but do so understanding that the actual jump is likely to be very rewarding. No guarantees, but then there never really are anyway, no matter how pretty the paper they may seem to be printed on, and the scrollwork around the edge. The presence of that gnome tells us that the forces of chaos are at work. Things may not be as they seem, and this may very well be a good thing. Look for the unexpected, find the opportunity in it, and go for it. He says that no matter how confused things may seem, there is a way to make them better, but it is a creative way, one you haven't tried before. He says, think amazing new thoughts. All right, my beautiful kitties. Let's take a look at the bigger picture here. Card number 1. What is the challenge for this month? And we have the Singer of Healing. Whoa, this is definitely a challenge for us lions this month. We are definitely the masters of holding grudges until the end of time. I know it will be hard, but we really need to try to let go of some of those old grudges, even if we just start with the tiny ones first. Honestly, it is like having something dark and rotten inside of us when we hold on to that disgust and anger. Over time, it can even make us ill. So, let's chip away at those ugly bits and let the healing begin. Next, we have card number 2. What positive energies can I embrace this month? And we have Los Gunna. It's time to get back out there and release our mighty roar. Be adventurous, be free, make amazing memories everywhere you go. Let's get out there and kiss some frogs. You know you want to. Card number 3. What negative energies do I need to negotiate this month? And we get the Unity. As a Leo myself, I know how truly hard it is to give up control and allow others to help us. We are really great at damn near everything we do, but we have to remember that spirit is greater and we're all created in their image. It's okay to step out of the limelight every now and then. Allow spirit to guide you to the tribe you currently need. Then allow that tribe to work with you as your equal. Card number 4. What do I need to make time for this month? And we get Arval Parrot. Simply put, Take the time to listen to others this month. Really hear what they are saying. Maybe even go visit the elders in a nursing home. Listen to their stories and watch as their eyes light up and their arms start to move. It is a beautiful and amazing sight. It will warm the cockles of your heart, and you just might learn a thing or two in the process. Card number 5. What opportunity should I seize this month? And we get, oh, that gnome. Get out of your comfort zone. Expect the unexpected. Take a risk. Discover new talents that you have hidden deep within yourself. Learn to laugh and learn to learn lessons from your mistakes. Evolve and grow. Be joyful. Despite sharing the spotlight and learning lessons about ourselves, overall, it does look like this is a very healing and transformative month for you. I hope that this reading has helped you and will help lead you and guide you throughout the month of August. If you do feel that it has helped you and that it will help someone else, please feel free to share this video. Sharing is caring. And if you would like a more in-depth and personal reading, you can go to my website at www.conjureknits.com and click on the link at the top of the page that says Book a Reading. I hope you all have a very beautiful and amazing month. Love you bunches. Bye-bye.